Hello everyone, welcome to Master PSAR with CSR. Today we'll be discussing a model question and answer on the contentious issues that we have been seeing in the news with regard to a transboundary river that is Brahmaputra. It is a transboundary river. Why? Because you know it very well. It takes its origin in Mansarovar Glacier in Tibet. Okay, and starts moving towards east, enters into what? Arunachal Pradesh in India, and again enters into Bangladesh here. And obviously, as there is a big river Brahmaputra is going, there's one country is there here that you are all very aware of it, that is Bhutan. It also have interest in the various distributaries of Brahmaputra. So it is transboundary river which is involving four countries. And obviously here we are not interested much about to talk with respect to what Bangladesh is thinking or what Bhutan is thinking, because they are very small countries and the influence on them with regard to India and China are heavy. Now this contentious issue is basically between what? The superpowers of Asia, China and India. So our total discussion will be around the Brahmaputra river and the building of a mega dam, a very large dam on that particular river, and what are its implications on India, what could be the way forward, and what bigger perspective two countries should look into instead of going for tick for tat. Okay, all these we are going to discuss in this particular lecture. Let us start. Okay, and one more important announcement here. So PSIR main classes and test series for today 25 has already been started. Please be a part of it. We'll also do group discussion among the students. Okay, small group discussion will be there between 8 to 10 students, not much. That's how the batch wise the group discussion will be there, and the batches will be jumbled up so that you will get the perspective of each and every student, okay, being part of our course. You can call to this number, connect to me directly. We will have a session with you online. I will be connecting to you and I will be more happy to guide you in your preparation. Whatever the doubts you are having, how if you are stuck at one particular preparatory point, please ask me in the session. I will be more happy to guide you from there, how to pick up, how to peak, how to excel. All that will be discussed with you. So calling is free, sessions are free. You can do that and you can get a very good perspective about, okay, your job, okay, and how you're going to crack in future. Let us start our discussion. Okay. As we are all well aware of this fact, the ambitious plan of China is to build a mega power dam across the Brahmaputra at the Great Bend. Why we are saying Great Bend means we'll see that also in the picture that is there after this. But I will explain you. So this is the Brahmaputra river going, and this is how when it enters into Arunachal Pradesh, it takes a Great Bend. This particular place is called as Great Bend. Now just imagine the scenario here. We are in the stage of global warming, climate crisis, and China is playing with the natural forces here. So they want a dam with a great bend only. So you can expect that any slight possibilities of tremors, which is a very vulnerable area already in the Himalayan ecosystem. So small tremors can also lead to what a great destruction and earthquake there can happen very easily, leading to the flooding of all the areas across that particular mega dam. That is the reason it is very important that the contentious countries which are a part of this particular issue should sit together and should also look into wider perspective that how they can preserve the ecology and preserve the Himalayan ecosystem. So China here has very clearly said that they are going to build a mega power dam across the Brahmaputra river at the Great Bend of Medong County in Tibetan area. Because Tibet is basically not so independent, but it is within the China. It's an autonomous area governed by Tibetan people. But obviously China, whatever China says, okay, whatever Beijing says, Tibet has to follow. So in Tibet only they are going to build a mega dam at a place called as Medong County. So in the Tibetan autonomous region in China. And this has been drawing lot of criticism. China's hydrocracy for decades. Means hydrocracy is nothing but water related supremacy. Water related supremacy is called as hydrocracy. And as because China is very close to the Tibet and most of the rivers like Indus, Brahmaputra and Ganga and many of the rivers come from there, China is flexing its muscle in order to, you can say, the contain India in the best possible ways. So China is following very bigger hydrocracy here. The clearest signaling to this effect already happened in 2020 when this project was announced in China's 14th five-year plan, because you know that communism and socialism follows a planned economy. That's why they have plans. Even Russia has a plan, China has a plan, and we followed socialism at the start of our independence. That is the reason we also have what? A planning system. So in China's 14th five-year plan, okay, which was initiated in 2020, they have introduced, or you can say they proposed, this particular building of a mega dam in this particular area of Tibet. And the formal approval was granted already by the Beijing Assembly in December 25, 2024, last month only. India, Bhutan, Bangladesh will have severe downstream implication, because where the river is draining, that particular area is called as downstream. Where the river is originating, we call it as upper stream, and the middle course of the river is called as middle course or middle stream. So basically, downstream countries like India, Bhutan, and Bangladesh may have severe repercussion if this particular dam building is carried out by the China. And China says that it is going to so big that it is going to generate 60 gigawatt. Too big. Okay, hydro power dam, if it is 60 gigawatt, it's not a small one. Okay, right, let us go ahead. Location of the project, let us see. Okay, so China, this Brahmaputra river in Tibet is called as Yarlung Zangpo, also called as Sangpo, goes like this. Brahmaputra enters into Arunachal Pradesh. Remember this point. And this particular point is called as Great Bend. Here they want to build this particular mega dam. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. And you can see the Brahmaputra is going like this, and it enters into what? Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, it is called as Padma. It is called as what? Padma. I hope this is clear to you. Okay, chalo. Let us go ahead. Now, significance of this project, let us see. Significance of this project. The boundary river system are often linked. Whatever the boundary river systems are often linked with national pride. Okay, nation states to taps which they think would be closed or open through hydraulic intervention. So many of the countries which are having rivers flowing into 2 to 3 downstream countries, what they generally do is, it is under our control. It's just like a tap. We can put open Brahmaputra anytime, we can close Brahmaputra anytime. So that is why many of the countries often link that nation states consider this boundary river system as taps, can open, can be closed anytime. With they think can be closed or open through hydraulic intervention. Hydraulic is nothing but to anything that can stop the water, that can allow the flow of water, nothing but we are talking about here dams. The Brahmaputra river system has been the site of planned and ongoing mega dams project by China, India, and Bhutan. We all have dams on the Brahmaputra river. By the God grace, the amount of water is good with regard to this Brahmaputra and the glacier that it belongs to, Mansasarovar, all contributing to intense geopolitical power projection in the river basin. How much projects or dams you can build on the Brahmaputra river, that much mighty you will look like. That is how the misconception is there with regard to the boundary river system. Mega dams on the river system are seen as important sovereignty. Means if you are building a very big dam on a Brahmaputra river, it means what? Okay, you are mighty enough to take on any country. Okay, so it says that okay, this is a international river. We can build a dam. That shows our sovereignty. We will not be influenced by your criticism. Will not be influenced by your, what I say is that whatever you deny it, okay, whatever you criticize it, we are going ahead. So basically, this national rivers, transboundary rivers, if you are going to build a dam, it elevates the position of a country as being more sovereign in nature. Symbols of nation state control over the natural features. Okay. Highly dramatized terms such as water wars are a part of geopolitical vocabulary, and upstream hydropower dams are viewed as water bombs by lower riparian nations. Very beautiful terminology here. And just imagine the terminology here, water bombs. What does it mean? Suppose a river is going like this, and here we are having what? Bhutan, India is there, and you're building a very big dam here. Suppose because of the earthquake, this dam can break anytime, because obviously man-made thing. The amount of water it relates is nothing but create devastation here. It is nothing but more so like a water bomb to these countries. The lower riparian countries. Riparian areas are those areas where the water flows Wherever the water of the particular river is tributaries, it distribute the complete region of that particular river is called as riparian areas. So lower riparian areas like India, Bangladesh, Bhutan will consider any dam on the any bigger dam on the Brahmaputra river as a water bombs only. Okay, China sits pretty at the top of Asia's water tower. Okay, because everything originates from there and we have to rely on the downstream resources, which complete control over Tibetan rivers and significant material, technological and discursive capabilities to deploy unilateral hydropower development. And China is not a small country. It has got technological advancement. It has got material science and material power is also there. That's why it is not at all impossible for it to go for a construction of a architecture of so big dam. They will do it for sure. Okay. Now, what could be the implications of this particular project? The Brahmaputra river has a like how is going, where it is bending. It has a natural course. The after building of this dam, the natural course of the river will change. So the traditional knowledge of the river will be lost, and downstream countries have to bear adverse consequences. Suppose if your river is going like this, if you put a bend here, here may a distributor may arrive, here may distributor may arise. So we will never know that what kind of consequences this particular dam will bring, because the traditional knowledge that we have with regard to the particular river is not there now because of this particular dam building. The occurrence of disaster make it magnified. Whatever the disasters which are having in the Himalayan ecosystem, Himalayan region, after the building of this dam, they may get aggravated also, because lot of activity, commercial activity has to take place, construction activity has to take place, okay, to build that particular dam. China is planning at the Great Bend. Great Bend I have already told you, which is a catastrophic consequences on surface water levels and to overall monsoons also patterns and groundwater system of river basin. It affects every water ecosystem across the Brahmaputra river. This will affect downstream agrarian communities, and the sensitive ecology of overall Himalayan ecosystem bioregion will be under threat with this particular dam. India has announced tit for tat that if you are constructing this dam, we are also constructing a largest dam at Upper Siang. We are also saying, okay, you want to do, we'll also do. Bhutan has been planning and building several medium to small dams which have raised concerns in the downstream India and Bangladesh. China, Bhutan, India, Bangladesh all wants to capture what I say is that the rivers of the waters of the Brahmaputra river. But in all of this, China is having higher stake. Why? Because it is at the water tower at the upper riparian areas. Now, when all of these particular countries are going to build n number of dams without considering and taking the bioregion of Himalayan ecosystem, the accountability is not fixed by any of them, because none of the countries are a participant or the signatory of United Nations Convention on Law of Non-Navigational Use of International Water Courses. So nobody has signed this particular convention. So but that's why if a dam is built by the China, and if that particular dam is supposed to be a disaster dam, later on we have understood there is no compensation principle, no accountability answerability from the part of China. Why? Because none of them has actually be a part of this particular mission convention. China and India have an expert level mechanism already since 2006 to discuss outstanding issues and also share the hydrological data. Nothing but how many dams are there, how much small are there, how many medium are there, what are their proposed projects, etc. So we already have a meeting with regard to sharing of hydrological data, but do not have a comprehensive bilateral treaty to govern our share. We do not have a set principles and rules, and both the countries should follow. In case of water sharing, we do not have that, but we are having only informal meetings are there, nothing on paper, nothing on declaration. The outstanding land boundary already is there between India and China. Galwan Valley, Siachen Glacier, the five-finger formula of China, all of this. Upon that, this particular water-like issues, making the relations of two superpowers of Asia more severe. Okay. Right. Now let us discuss the way forward. So it is very important countries like India and China, which are very having larger impact on the economy and also the geopolitical relations of the world. They should have a wider planetary thinking. Means they should look after the planet first. Okay, in the light of present global climatic changes that we are facing, While China is going ahead with the building mega dams in the Tibet without publishing any of the report of a sustainability, safety, they don't do environmental impact assessment that as we do. So they have not published any of it, but still going ahead with the construction of this mega dam. Okay, to correct this geographical anomaly by disciplining a rogue river, a river which is freely going across the countries and mountains, they want to discipline it, they want to channelize it. India can assume an important riparian leadership because it's one of the important country for a regional river system by not mirroring what China is doing. A dam for dam. They don't want a dam. We are giving a dam. So a dam for dam will not make the entire Himalayan riparian climatic system run dry or turn into a disaster scape for its communities. So it is very important that both the countries should show big heart and come forward and try to see that whether these kind of construction will definitely works better for the complete Himalayan bioregion. I hope this is all clear to you. Take care. Bye bye.